Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our Hindu newspaper. First of all, let us see the topics of the day, and later on we are going to see the answers for yesterday's questions, and after that we are going to see today's articles in detail, and I will explain you from both prelims and as well as mains point of view. Okay. First of all, let us see the topics of the day. First topic, it is about Theyyam. Actually, there is one image that I find in this international edition of Hindu, and this topic is very important from your GS paper 1 under history. Already UPSC asked questions regarding this Theyyam earlier. I will be showing you the similar types of the questions at last. So please don't skip any of this part of this video. Please do watch until last so that you will be getting lots of insights regarding how UPSC can ask you a question and which area UPSC can ask you a mains based question and how you can use these articles in your answer writing, everything. And next topic, it is India absent as Trump rolls out Board of Peace with 19 nations attending. As you all know that earlier we discussed one article related to this Board of Peace, and US is launching that initiative, and India also got invitation from that, right? But this article is saying that India is absent. So here you have to see what is that Board of Peace is about, and you have to see about why India is absent. And this topic is important from your international relations from GS paper 2. Next topic is a conversation on Periyar's contributions to the anti-caste struggle and Vaikom Satyagraha. This article is talking about anti-caste struggle and as well as Vaikom Satyagraha, and here exactly you have to know about this Periyar. In 2025 prelims also there was one question regarding this Periyar. Okay, and this topic is important from your history point of view. And next topic is secondary particulate matter is the top cause of Delhi winter's pollution. As we all know that in Delhi, especially in this winter season, we will see lots of articles related to this pollution, pollutants, everything. So here this article is saying that the major reason for this Delhi winter pollution here is secondary particulate matter. So here you have to see about what is that secondary particulate matter, and you have to see examples, and there is a very high chance of getting question in your prelims regarding that secondary particulate matter. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology from your GS paper 3. And next topic is Asia Pacific on track towards elimination of malaria by 2030. This article is talking about malaria elimination targets of Asia Pacific. Here exactly you have to see about what is malaria and what causes malaria, what are the signs, symptoms, what are the medicines, everything. And recently there is one update regarding this malaria is we came up with a vaccine at Falsivax. Okay. And next you have to see about the next topic, it is about a dangerous march towards a Himalayan ecocide. So this article is talking about developmental projects in Himalayas and how it is going to impact our environment and ecology. This topic is important from environment and ecology from GS paper 3. And next topic, it is about Great Nicobar project, and again there are certain issues which are raised related to this project, and this topic is important from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology and as well as from GS paper 2 under society point of view as well. Okay, now let us see answers for yesterday's prelims practice questions. Yesterday I gave you 2 questions, right? First question is, consider the following statements about lowering the juvenility age for heinous crimes. And the first statement here is, it aligns with global best practices under United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. Here you have to identify incorrect base statements, not correct. So actually in our United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Children also it is not aligning. In yesterday's class we discussed that it is going to affect United Nations Convention on Rights of Child. So this first statement will be wrong. And next one here is, it may expose 14 to 15-year-old to adult prisons, increasing abuse and stigmatization risk. Yes, this point is right. And next one is, it ignores that most adolescent offending stems from socio-economic factors rather than inherent criminality. Yes, this is also right. So, answer will be 2 and 3 only. First statement will be wrong. Okay, here you have to identify the not correct statements, right? So, the answer will be then 1 only. Incorrect statements is 1 only, correct statements are 2 and 3 only. Don't confuse like me, okay? And let us see the next question. The multidisciplinary team proposed by the Supreme Court for the Aravalli range will primarily focus on. Option A is completely banning all mining activities. Option B is providing a scientifically nuanced definition and assessing regulated mining impacts, And next one is allocating mining leases to private companies. And option D is converting the range into a national park. In yesterday's class, we discussed that we are going to get a new definition of Aravallis, which is given by this expert panel. So, the correct option is B. It will provide definition and it will assess regulating mining activities in this Aravallis. So, correct answer will be option B, guys. Okay, now let us come to today's articles. So, here you can see one image, right? So, this image I can see in Hyderabad edition and as well as international edition. So, I thought that yes, I have to discuss this topic. And already UPSC, if I am not wrong, in 2014 or 2016, they asked a question. So, how they asked a question is, they gave on one column the names of this kind of themes, and next one is on another side they gave you the states. That means they gave you match the following type of question. Okay, so you may get the similar kind of questions because they asked in 2014 and 2016 and there is a chance now, right? Okay, now let us see this topic clearly and let us see the basic facts regarding this Theyyam. Theyyam is a popular ritual form of a dance where we can see it is a dance of worship which is seen in states of Kerala and as well as Karnataka in India. Okay, Theyyam, it is seen in Kerala and Karnataka. It is considered as 1000 years old traditions, rituals and as well as customs. And next one here is, mostly the people, they consider that this Theyyam itself, it is a channel to a god so that they can seek the blessings of the god. And next one here is, each Theyyam is a man or a woman who attained divine status by performing heroic deeds. For example, many of you had already watched that movie called as Kantara. So, it is one example of Theyyam, that is as simple as that. And if you see here, there are around 400 Theyyams and some are very important Theyyams. First one is Vishnu Murti. There are only 2 Vaishnava Theyyams. First one is Daivatar and as well as Vishnu Murti. And these Theyyams, they are believed to be the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, guys. And if you see in the next one, that is about Gulikan. Gulikan is believed as incarnation of Lord Yama. Lord Yama is nothing but death of God. Okay, according to Indian mythology, Gulikan was one of the most important warriors of Lord Shiva. And next important Theyyam is Kuttichittan, which is mainly seen in this Brahman caste people, and Kuttichittan Theyyam is considered to have originated for Lord Shiva in Vishnu Maya. So, these are some important facts that you have to see, guys. And now let us see next article. See the title, India absent as Trump rolls out Board of Peace with 19 nations attending. So, here if you want to know this article, first we have to see certain basic facts. What are those basic facts? As you all know that Israel-Palestine issue is going on. Israel-Palestine. And as you all know that Trump 2.0 era started. Trump 2.0 era started. So, in this Trump 2.0 era, they want to control the different issues which are happening across the world. Actually, US want to show a big brother attitude, right? So, here what Trump here is doing is, he came up with Russian Sanction Act of 2025 and he started imposing tariffs on different countries which are importing oil and as well as natural gas from different countries, and even on Indian goods also they are imposing 50% of tariff, that you know. And regarding this Israel and Palestine issue, they want to end this Israel-Palestinian war. For that, they came up with this Board of Peace. And they are focusing on restoring of governance in this Palestine region. And in that context, Trump sent invitation to more than 60 plus countries to be the part of this Board of Peace. And India also got invitation from US directly, US Donald Trump. Why India is considered? Because India is having good relations with Palestine, India is having good relations with Israel, and even India is contributing a lot for peacekeeping forces, and India is well known for soft power diplomacy, and India is also very well doing in this humanitarian aid related things. So because of this, India got invitation, and now this article is saying that India is absent in this Board of Peace. Okay, you may get a question in this way. Recently, Board of Peace is seen in news. Consider the following statement related to it, and they may give you options related to the objectives of this Board of Peace, or you may get directly. Recently, Board of Peace is seen in news. Consider the following statements regarding that, and you may get 2 to 3 statements related to that. In that, one statement will be India is the founding member of Board of Peace. No, India even absent in this Board of Peace. And here we have to see why India is absent in this Board of Peace. Okay. Now, let us see this article clearly. This article is saying that US President Donald Trump inaugurated his Board of Peace. They are focusing on ceasefire in this Israel war against Hamas. And he said that everyone wants to be the part of the body that could eventually rival the United Nations. And actually, this article is saying that India is absent in this ceremony. Okay, now let us see some facts regarding this Board of Peace, and from this box you may get a prelims based question. Be focused, and if you want, please make a note of the important points. Board of Peace is a US led international initiative and is launched by President Donald Trump at World Economic Forum in Davos. It is in Switzerland, and it is primarily focusing on governance, reconstruction, peace efforts in this Gaza region. Okay, and it was originally proposed in year 2025 itself, in month of September, as part of 20-point redevelopment plan of Gaza. Okay, that is the thing that you have to remember, guys. Okay, as part of it, around 60 countries they were called, but 19 countries they attended this. So no need of remembering which are those countries. I gave the information just for your knowledge. Okay, why was India absent? You have to think about India's perspective. India is having certain major concerns, because now this peace board, which is focusing on governance, re-establishment, redevelopment in this Gaza region, but there is lack of Palestinian political ownership. There is no political ownership in this Palestine itself. US is directly going and it is saying that I am going to restore this. So here India says that there is lack of Palestinian political ownership in the board structure itself. If board is not having that, how can we ensure transparency and accountability? That is the first important thing. There is no legitimacy. And next one here is, this initiative will bypass United Nations led frameworks. We have United Nations, which is a multinational organization. We have that, but why we have to focus on US led things like this? And between US and India also there is something rivalry which is going on. That is the next important reason. So here always India is giving priority for multilateral institutions. That is the next reason which mainly said. And next one here is, if India is joining that Board of Peace, that may also lead to the commercialization risk. Actually Trump, that is US, is having interest in the real estate on Gaza. So because of this, what is happening here? Here US is having its own personal interest in this Gaza. So India is not supporting that. Because of this, India didn't participated in that Board of Peace. And what will be the outcomes or the impacts of this absence of India? First one here is, yes, we can maintain our India's credibility, and we are always focusing on multilateralism, and we can maintain a balanced stance with Israel and as well as with this Palestine together. And not only that, we are going to stop the risk of potential commercialization of real estate in this Gaza region. And not only that, in short term, further India-US relations can be strained, can be all-time low. Okay, that is the thing that you have to remember, guys. And now let us see the next article. Title says a conversation on Periyar's contributions to the anti-caste struggle and Vaikom Satyagraha. If you see your PYQs in 2025, there was a very simple question in the prelims related to this Periyar. Okay, now let us see certain facts regarding this Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy. So actually he was born in 1879 and is commonly known as Periyar or Tanthai Periyar. Okay, and he was Indian social activist and he started self-respect movement and Davidar Kanzam, and he is also known as father of Dravidian movement. He joined INC, that is Indian National Congress, in year 1919 and later on in 1925 he resigned from this INC and he led movements against Brahmins, anti-Brahmins movements he started. And next one is he always participated in non-violent agitation in Vaikom, that is called as Vaikom Satyagraha, and he came to be known widely as a leader of lower caste after the movement in 1924, and he is known the most for his self-respect movement. Okay, that is the thing that you have to remember, guys. And now let us see the next topic. Title says secondary particulate matter is a top cause of Delhi's winter's pollution. As you all know that Delhi will be in news because of this pollution during this winter season. The major causes are primary causes and secondary causes. What are the primary? Because of vehicular emissions and because of stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana region. And next one here is industrial effluents, construction sites waste. Apart from that, even we have secondary pollutants which are also causing issues in this Delhi region. So what are those secondary particulate matter, secondary pollutants? They are nothing but the fine particles that are not emitted directly in the air, but because of this presence of certain particles in atmosphere, they will undergo chemical reactions and they will form this secondary particulate matter. Secondary particulate matter is nothing but already certain pollutants which are there in our atmosphere. They will react in our atmosphere and they will undergo some chemical reactions and finally they will produce the secondary pollutants. If you see certain secondary pollutants which are mainly caused from sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, volatile organic compounds, ammonia, etc. Whenever these products are reacting with sunlight or water vapor or other compounds, that will lead to the formation of secondary pollutants. Examples of the first one is ammonium sulfate. The formula here is NH4 twice SO2. Actually, this ammonium sulfate forms when sulfuric acid reacts with ammonia. And next one here is ammonium nitrate. It forms from nitric acid. Whenever this nitric acid is reacting with ammonia, this ammonium nitrate is formed. It is commonly seen in the areas where we have more vehicular pollution and as well as agriculture ammonia sources and even sulfate aerosols. And next one here is nitrate aerosols. We have sulfate and nitrate aerosols. And next one here is we have secondary organic aerosols. They are formed by the oxidation of volatile organic compounds. These are the examples of secondary pollutants. And now let us see the next article, guys. Title says officials coercing us to surrender land, says tribals. This article is talking about particularly one tribal group called as Nicobaris. And if you go to this Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we are going to see lots of tribal peoples in that area. Commonly we can see tribal peoples in this Andaman and Nicobar are Andamanis, Jarawa, Chompen, Nicobaris, Sentinelese, okay, Onk. So these are the different tribal groups majorly seen in this Andaman and Nicobar. All the tribal people who are residing in this Andaman and Nicobar, they comes under particularly vulnerable category, but not one. One tribe which is not coming under this PVTGs is Nicobaris. So now this article is saying that we are going to have this Andaman and Nicobar. In that region, Nicobar is development project we are going to come, and because of this project, especially Shompen and as well as Nicobar they are going to be displaced from that region. And now this article is saying that Nicobar is or complaining that officials are forcing them to surrender the land. So here you have to see about tribal rights, and you have to see about this Great Nicobar project once again. If you see this Great Nicobar project, it launched in year 2021, and in that project we want to build international container transshipment terminal, and we want to come up with a greenfield international airport and as well as township in this region. Apart from that, we need power for sure if you want to go for development, right? For that we are going to build solar power plant as well, and it is implemented by Andaman and Nicobar Islands Integrated Development Corporation, and this development aligns with India's Maritime Vision 2030, and it is the important part under this Amrit Kal Vision 2047. Okay, so that is the thing guys, nothing more than that. And now let us see the next article. Title says, is Asia Pacific on track towards elimination of malaria by 2030? Here you have to see about certain facts regarding this malaria. Malaria is mainly caused by parasite called as Plasmodium, and in this Plasmodium we have 4 types of Plasmodium which causes this malaria. For example, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum. So these are the 4 types of Plasmodium that causes malaria, and malaria is mainly caused by a vector, that is nothing but female Anopheles mosquito. If this female Anopheles mosquito bites you, if it releases sporozoids into your blood, obviously that sporozoids will reach your liver and they will develop in the number, and they will start providing, or they will start causing certain imbalance in your body, and that will lead to the signs and symptoms like fever, night chills and vomitings and even lethargy. So you will be getting lots of signs and symptoms if you get this malaria. So actually the target of India is to eliminate this malaria in our country, and this article is saying that whether this Asia Pacific region is on track or not to eliminate this malaria. If you see this article, it is saying that Asia Pacific region posted a good news, and this news is nothing but we are going to eliminate this malaria, but there are certain long-term challenges that facing by these countries. So what are the challenges which are facing by these countries? The first one is finance. Finance is not properly there. So if there is no funds, no finance, and what happens, there will be increasing of burden on that government. That is the thing that they are facing. And here this article is saying that India itself having the target of eliminating of this malaria by 2027 itself, and India's target is highly ambitious, and but even though it is attainable, says this experts. Okay, why? How can we attain this? Whenever we are controlling this mosquito population, obviously we can control this malaria. That is the thing which mainly said here. And experts says that yes, especially India is having a fundamental shift in how malaria elimination is financed is required. And next one here is we are already filling the gaps whatever we have, and next one here is we are focusing on even investment in this area. So if you are focusing on all these things, obviously we can achieve our target of elimination of malaria by 2030. That is the thing which mainly said here. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title. Title says a dangerous march towards a Himalayan eco site. If you want to understand this article, you have to know about one project called as Char Dham projects. So the Char means nothing but 4. The 4 important shrines are Badrinath, Gangotri, Yamunotri and as well as Kedarnath. So these are the 4 important pilgrimage sites which are present in this Himalayan region. So what is happening day by day, there is increasing of tourists or pilgrimages who are reaching these areas, and what are the facilities which are there in that area, they are not enough. So because of this, our government is going for expanding of this 4 important areas. For that they came up with a project called as Char Dham project. So here, because of this Chardham project, this article is in news. Whenever we are expanding the Chardham project, obviously it will be having more negative impact on environment. And actually these important shrines are located in Himalayas. As you all know how these Himalayas are formed. So Himalayas are formed because of this plate movements only, right? Indo-Australian plate, and here we have Eurasian plate. Whenever this Indo-Australian plate went beneath this Eurasian plate, and actually you know that whenever they are moving towards whatever the Tethys Sea which is there and what are the sediments in that Tethys Sea, they had been raised as this Himalayas, and this region is even today very active. Because of this, further more movement of this Indo-Australian plate is happening, right? And even the height of this Himalayas are increasing day by day, and even this zone is very famous for earthquake, landslides, avalanches, etc., right? So because of this, whenever we are going for this kind of projects, they are not suitable. That is the thing which mainly said in this article, guys. Okay, now let us see the context here. This Himalayan region is ecologically very vulnerable. So in this area, we have to focus on disaster resilience rather than disaster prone infrastructure in this area. So this article is talking about Uttarakhand government's infrastructure decision in this fragile Himalayas. And this article is emphasizing how climate change and purely and whenever we are planning any projects which are not having any evidence or which are poorly planned, then that will furthermore accelerate our ecological disasters. And this article is showing that yes, from 2025 onwards, lots of issues that we saw like floods, landslides, avalanches, etc. And if you are going with this kind of projects, obviously that will lead to further more disasters. That is the thing which mainly said here. And if you see the details of this article, it is saying that the primary concern is about approval of Chardham road widening project. And in this project, we are going to fell around 7,000 deodar trees, and we are diverting around 43 hectares of forest land in disaster hit areas like Dharali, Harsil and Uttarakhand. And not only that, this project uses around 12-meter paved road standard, which is unsuitable for this Himalayan critical zones. And this one here is, it also includes 10 hectares of dumping sites in the sensitive valleys, okay, where we have this kind of glaciers. It will be affecting the rivers as well. And this one here is, this initiative is bypassing environment impact assessment. Okay, so that is also one important problem that mainly said. And even there are certain issues regarding unregulated tourism, unchecked traffic without carrying capacity assessment, and there is a poor waste management. So all these are making Himalayas much more vulnerable. What will be the impact? Obviously that will lead to environmental degradation. If the loss of the forest is happening, obviously that will lead to the increased landslides, avalanches, it will accelerate erosions, it will disrupt microclimates. And this one here is, river ecosystem will be also getting harmed because of this deforestation. And this one is, disaster can also be increased. And next one is, finally it will lead to increased socio-economic consequences, and in long term it will also create irreversible damage to our Himalayas. So these are the things that you have to remember. And now let us see the practice questions today. I came up with 2 questions. First question is about secondary particulate matter. On one side example, on one side precursor gases. First one is ammonium nitrate, NOx and NH3, sulfate aerosols, VOC and sunlight, nitrate aerosols, SO2 oxidation. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? See this and tell me the answer in the comment box, don't forget. And this one is, the Board of Peace launched by Donald Trump primarily aims to address which global issue initially with potential expansion? And A is climate change mitigation in vulnerable regions, and B is governance and reconstruction in the Gaza post conflict, and C is trade disputes among G20 nations, and D is cyber security threats from non-state actors. Please let me know your answer in the comment box, don't forget guys. And by this I am concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and share this class. And in our academy, the new batch is going to be start for prelims cum mains foundation, and if you want to join either online or offline, you can contact us, and please do contact us on this number 8074765513. And one more thing here is, if you want to get the PDF of this class, please do join the Telegram channel. Link is in description box. Thank you guys.